Hey, Kev. Long time no see.
I know. It feels like forever.
I know. It's been a whole, hour?
It's like waiting for presents, like when you you eat dinner and then you got, although some people maybe it's breakfast and they have to eat, but it's like, oh, I just want to open the presents already.
Yeah. Well, we had a great show at 11 o'clock. I'm excited for this part two, and even more excited for the next third coming up later on at 3 o'clock today. I hope you're excited as well.
Just a little.
Just a little?
Yeah.
Just a little? All right. Well, let's roll the intro. All right, we're ready to go. Excited to talk a little bit more about holiday ideas. We've got another 3 vendors lined up for this hour. So Kev, what's I asked you earlier what your favorite holiday movie is, but how about what's your favorite holiday song?
I gave some thought, or I'm giving some thought to that. And I feel like probably Hollis and Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC is my favorite.
Somehow I thought I actually expected that.
It's still to this day, I literally, it might be one of the only songs I can't get sick of. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't love Christmas music, but there's so much of it, and yet it doesn't matter when this comes on, I'm like, oh, so good. How about you?
Well, I channeled the inner 80s, and I like to go back to Wham! And Last Christmas is my favorite.
Yes, that is a good one too. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I like that one. I don't know, it's just catchy.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. So we've got we saw a lot of great ideas in the last segment. So we're excited. We have 3 great vendors lined up. So let's introduce our vendors. Let's go over to Rick with Nestle.
Hey, Amy. Hey, Kevin. Thanks for the invite, and thanks for letting me participate here in the Holiday Cisco Virtual Kitchen Show. I'm going to be showcasing a couple of ideas today, all using some of our Cisco branded gravy. So I've got our Cisco brown gravy that I'll be featuring in a couple of vegetarian and plant-based options. And then for that holiday season, ho, 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 whether it's Thanksgiving or whether it is Christmas, I've got our fabulous turkey gravy. And I'm going to be accenting some of these flavors with some of those Miners products that, of course, we all have here at Cisco, and being able to accent some flavors. Really looking forward to this show. And then my favorite song was I Saw Mama Kissing Santa Claus, because as I told you before, that's something that I saw as my dad dressed up as Santa Claus at the work Christmas party. And I saw my mom with him. Oh my God.
What a legend.
All right.
On to the next.
Over to Chef Ron at McCain.
Hey, how you doing? Today I'm going to show you a few dishes. I'm going to show you a few ways to serve the Cisco sweet potato wave. We're going to have a couple of fun dips to go with that, real easy to make. And then we're going to show you some fun things to do with mashed potatoes and make them up for the holidays, change them up and make them a little bit different than you normally would. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that today. And I've got one surprise right at the end too. I don't want to give too much away on that.
Oh, I love surprises. Thank you.
That's right.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's like waiting for presents.
Yeah.
Waiting
or
for
Santa.
presents.
Awesome. Thank you. And then over to Jeff at Core Food Service.
Hey guys, how you doing? Yes, happy to be here. Thanks to Jay for inviting everyone on board again and getting this all going. Today I am going to be showing a couple principles. One is Edie Smith. So they have, of course, the pie fills and the sauces and the puddings. So I'll be going through a couple of those things, and mostly I'll be featuring the cranberry salsa that Edie Smith makes at this time of the year. It's pretty popular. And then I'll be showing some Voortman cookies. Voortman has a holiday package together now and a fall LTO. So I'll be showing you a few of those cookies and some uses for them. So it'll be a fun show. Can't wait.
Awesome. Great. I'm excited. Thank you so much. All right. So let's get started. Rick, show us what you got with your first dish.
Very good. Thank you very much there, Amy. So my first dish actually is a 3-grain chili. So plant-based chili using the Cisco brown gravy as the base to be able to take that vegetarian gravy and work it within there. So what I've done is I've taken the ingredients of a nice simple chili in there. We've got green peppers and onions and a little bit of our garlic, and then sauteed that in some olive oil. And I've cooked off a couple of grains, really providing a great texture and a great taste into this chili. So I've got some wheat berries in here. So nice Saskatchewan wheat working through. I've got some quinoa, and I've also got some pearl barley in there. And then I've taken some greenhouse cherry tomatoes and grape tomatoes, all different varieties of colors, and added that to the mix and sauteed it down. So once I've sauteed that down and cooked it, I've actually added that trio brown gravy to that mixture, or not the trio, the Cisco brown gravy to that mixture, vegetarian style, and provided a nice hearty flavor. Got some black beans in there, and it really works well for, say, that hearty fall holiday season within there. I'm gonna finish this off with a little top of some blue tortilla chips and nice little parsley. So what works great with this is the fact that Cisco brown gravy is an instant gravy. We've added a great flavor towards that. If you wanted to get some, say, heat, a little smoky heat, you can accent this even further. So if I take my dish, there we go, that nice 3-grain chili sitting there in the bowl, ready to go. Beautiful for that, using the brown instant gravy. If I wanted to add a little bit of heat during that whole cooking process and things like that, I've got my Miner's Chipotle. So I can take some smoky heat, and you'd add about 2 tablespoons of that smoky heat per each liter of your chili. And because this is ready to eat, just a nice quick mix, and then that adds that smoky heat flavor in there. It works great with the Cisco brown gravy. So, as you say, not just for gravy, also good for a thickener, a sauce, and a different base. So that's using your brown gravy, your Cisco brown gravy, in multiple uses to be able to get build some great flavors for the holiday season. So there's my first dish. We've got our 3-grain chili with using our Cisco brown gravy. Enjoy.
I just want to commend you for all the Canadiana there, the pulses, the hearty ingredients that come from the land, and I think all of us understanding what's going on in the world right now with weather and growing seasons. I think it's a good time for us to kind of revisit and maybe focus a little bit more on ingredients and grains that are closer to home. And so I really think you nailed it there, and I think it made us all hungry as well.
There we go. Well, thank you very much, Kevin. Yeah, those grains, the wheat berries and the pearl barley, all from the prairie provinces there. Great black beans. And you know what? You're right. Those cherry tomatoes and all those grape tomatoes were greenhouse grown in the Niagara region here. So outstanding. Thank you very much.
Well, and I think, fall, I think that the comfort kind of soup, stew, the chili, that idea, that's great. And I think we've talked about this before in a previous show about obviously plant-based flexitarianism, vegan vegetarianism. That's definitely continues to grow. It was already growing before the pandemic, and it has actually surged even more over the last 18 months. So, always keeping in mind those that sector is really important. So it looks delicious. Getting hungry.
There we go. Everybody here is very hungry and looking to enjoy this for sure. Thanks,
awesome.
Amy.
Thanks, Rick. All right,
You
let's
bet.
go over to Chef Ron at McCain.
All right, so we're going to show you a couple of sweet potato fry dishes with the Cisco Sweet Wave. We're going to start out by cooking. We're going to cook these for 3.5 minutes. And notice that I'm not overloading the baskets here. So that's an important thing. You don't want to put too many fries in the basket, because if you do and you drop 2 baskets down or even one, the centers are not going to cook completely. You're going to drop the temperature of your oil, and we don't want to do that because it's going to mess up with the timing of the cooking. So what I'm going to do here, in the meantime, while those are cooking, I'm going to make a couple dips here. And there are a couple of fun dips that I like to do all the time. So the first one we're going to do here is a maple sour cream. And we're going to do equal amounts of sour cream and equal amounts of maple syrup. I'm going to get that in there. And since it's going to be, it's going to be rather sweet, right? So what we're going to do here, we're going to mix this up. We're just going to hit it with a little bit of kosher salt. And the reason I like to use kosher salt myself personally, it's just easier to control that. It's not like the really fine grain that can slip through your fingers quite easy and actually cause you to over-season something. So we're going to get our serving tray here ready. We've got our maple sour cream here. And that's going to be for our first dish. And when we're ready to do that, we're going to toss that with some seasoning that I have for that. It's going to be a nice one. This other dip here I made in advance. And this is an orange cranberry sauce. So I used whole cranberries in the can. Half of that, I used half orange marmalade. And then I added a couple of tablespoons of orange juice concentrate to give it a little bit of a boost. And that's it. It's very simple. It's very easy to do. You can make this in a large batch. And then we're going to go ahead and get our dipping cup ready. It's got a gorgeous color. And I used to make something very similar to this back when I used to be in the hotel business. And during the holidays, we would use this on a lot of things. We would actually add a little bit of vinegar to it and a little bit of salad oil and make a vinaigrette with that. And it came out really nice. And then we've got our, our regular bag of sweet wave sweet potatoes from Cisco here. And as soon as the fries are ready, we're going to go ahead and plate these up, and I'm going to show you a couple different things to do with it. When we do the maple sour cream, what we're going to do is I've got some pumpkin spice here. We got some pumpkin spice and a little bit of cinnamon sugar. And then we're going to toss that with the sweet potato fries. They're almost going to be coming out in just a minute here.
I would say that adding maple syrup to sour cream is not something that I would have thought to do. So I'd be interested to maybe give that a try. I might try that in my kitchen here when this show's over.
Yeah, I might just eat it on its own. I don't even know.
Just to try. I mean, I think that, and I'm interested to see how this comes together. You got a lot of those kind of traditional fall flavors coming together, and the pumpkin spice, the sweet potato.
Yeah, so we're going to sprinkle the pumpkin spice on while they're nice and hot. That helps it actually stick. And I tell you, if we had smell-o-vision here, you could smell this. It's amazing. But we don't. So you have to trust me on this. So we're going to do a nice arrange the sweet potatoes on the tray. And just to give it a little bit of color, we're just going to put a little bit of chopped parsley over the top. And I can tell you right now that these are delicious.
We're picking it up on smell-o-vision now for sure.
There you go. So our other sweet potatoes here, since our dipping sauce is sweet as well, you can either add some salt to the dip, or we're just going to hit it a little bit on the sweet potatoes here. And then we've got a nice wooden board to serve these on top. And there we go. And we're all good with that. We've got a couple nice fun little sweet potato dishes here, sweet potato fries that you can do as a special. You can do as a, as a side dish too. So think about that, an upselling side dish. So we can use the pumpkin spice sweet potatoes with the maple sour cream dipping sauce as an upcharge. So that's a nice thing to do as well. Always looking to, trying to get every bit of revenue that we can.
And we just want to encourage those that are on the call or that are watching. We did with our last group. It's important, even if you're doing this as carryout or takeout, to take pictures of what the finished product looks like and include that like on a sheet with your takeout, so that when people get home, if they want it, maybe it's in a, maybe it's in a foil pan or whatever, they can redo it at home and they can re-envision the dish that you built for them in the restaurant.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great idea. The one thing I think about with those wave fries too, especially focusing, you've shown a couple of dips with them. Those waves are really going to hold that dip when you actually dip them in with those grooves in the fry, and so I think that's a really great application.
You've got a great point there. I mean, you look at that, right, and it's just like sticks right to it. And do you want me to taste it for you?
I feel like we're putting together like a football game plan commercial here where we like show people the effectiveness and we slow it down. Look at that dip adhesion.
Oh yeah.
Now you're using big words, Kev.
Sorry.
No, but and I think the other thing, you talked about a special menu, and that's something we didn't talk about in the last segment, but something that I wanted to bring up is a lot of these concepts that we're seeing over the shows today. Maybe it could be that for a pre-order family meal that you're creating, that you're using the concept, or maybe it's just an LTO. Maybe it's a slugger or a special seasonal menu that you're doing that's got those fall flavors and things like that in it. So maybe that makes it to the appetizer on that special menu for this time period of the year. So different ways to look at it.
Sure.
Thanks, team.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Ron. All right. Let's go over to Jeff.
I'm going to sort of focus on the cranberry salsa from Edie Smith. And a little later, I'll be talking about some of the other sauces that you can use on a buffet. But so the one thing about this time of the year and that cranberry salsa is it is quite versatile for a lot of things. So today I made a couple of dishes. Obviously, I did a turkey dish, but I made a couple of phyllo bundles, and that's got brie and the cranberry salsa on the inside. And this is kind of a little bit a half hour old or so it's probably a little bit hardened. But when you cut into it, the brie is all melted. The cranberries are on the inside. It's quite delicious. So if you're going to put that out as an app, or you can make them a little smaller, you put it out on a buffet. I think they work quite well. It's easy. Obviously, you don't have to make the whole cranberry sauce, and you just take it out of the jug and add it to the phyllo. So you're going to butter your phyllo, put your brie in there, or goat's cheese, or anything you'd like. Put the cranberry on top. Fold it all up, and you bake that in the oven, and they turn out spectacular. They look great on the table and easy to do. So of course, sorry,
I have a question about this. The cranberry salsa, how does that differ from what sets it apart from a regular cranberry sauce?
So it has obviously some salsa ingredients in it. So some onion and a little bit of sort of a vinegary touch to it, not a whole lot, and a bit of spice. And so it's not spicy, but you can just get the spice on the palate after you've eaten it. So it adds a different dimension. It is a salsa, so you could probably put it out as a salsa if you've got chips and salsa at the time to make a festive dip. But this really goes well with a lot of other traditional areas where you're going to use just a sweetened cranberry. It adds a different dimension to the taste, and goes well with a ton of other ingredients. And with cheese, of course, it adds that big, bold flavor. So you're not just getting sugar and cheese. You're getting a bunch of different flavors in the dish. So, yeah,
right.
I mean, I really love it. It's such a great product, and it goes very well. And I'll just show you. I made a turkey dinner, and so the turkey dinner is like that. But you can see that I mixed it into the stuffing I made here. So that's that. I finished the stuffing with the cranberry salsa, and I also have it on top of the turkey. So it doubles as what you would use in a regular cranberry sauce. And I just think that it could, just be used in so many applications where you would normally use the cranberry salsa or the cranberry sauce that you would use at Christmas time or at Thanksgiving. So the versatility of it really makes it easy to use, and the cost is really acceptable. And so it's great at your level. It can be used in multiple applications on the menu, which I think is what people are actually looking for now. So just to sort of finish off this segment with E.D. Smith, I wanted to talk about their pie fills. I have two, but I'll do the other one in a different segment with Fortman. But of course, we have the pumpkin pie, which everybody knows is the pumpkin pie. So that's easily made up, of course. I'm just going to dress it with a little whipped cream and some mint. And then, of course, it finishes quite well. Right? And the beauty of the E.D. Smith pumpkin pie fill is the ease of use, right? So you get it, it's, add condensed milk and an egg, whip it up, and you just add it to your pie shell if you've got a ready-made pie shell, if you're making your own, and it's done. And the taste is great.
Can you get that one back up on the camera once more? It was really quick. Can you just hold it up for a sec?
No worries. Yeah.
Adding a little bit of color to it. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to show it. That's how you kind of put it on. I did want to show you the fill to start, though. Everybody has seen it, but it really is a convenient way to make a beautiful pie at this time of year. You'll probably make 2 or 3 of them. You can do it at Christmas, Thanksgiving, all fall, and it's one of my favorites to make. So, yeah. So we'll move on to the next segment. Thanks.
All right. Well, Kev, I don't know about you, but a lot of great ideas out there. So before we head over and do another round through, let's go to a commercial.
Fresh food and fresh ideas are at the heart of food and service. Working with the greatest team of supplier partners, Sysco delivers the big brands you expect, the Sysco brands you'll be delighted by, and the specialty items that will set you apart. Sysco also goes to great lengths to ensure that our suppliers and our state-of-the-art distribution warehouses maintain the highest safety standards, often above and beyond government regulations. With Sysco, quality is assured from fresh to finish. Creating memories with food starts with great ingredients. Sysco's brand family includes standout, authentic products such as Orizio's Italian staples, Butcher's Block Prime cuts, Sysco natural organic produce with the freshest field favorites, and more. Our brands are produced by partners who share our love for high-quality food products and our core values of integrity, excellence, teamwork, responsibility, and inclusiveness. Our assortment is always expanding. Find what you need today. The options are endless with Sysco. Visit sysco.ca to learn more.
I love our commercials.
All right. I do too. I think that they're very nice and clear, and a lot of great imagery on them for sure. All right, let's head back over to Rick and see what he's cooking up there.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Amy. And in the kitchen today, right now, what I've got is a plant-based shepherd's pie. So I've got some plant-based grounds that I have sauteed up with some carrots, some onions, a little bit of my Miner's roasted garlic paste in there. We got some carrots, some peas, and some green beans. And then at that point in time where I was looking at making, like a nice sauce or a gravy to hold this together, what I did was I added some of our Cisco brown gravy mix to that. A little bit of broth, some vegetable broth to bring it all together. And then I've got this great filling for a plant-based shepherd's pie. Fantastic for this seasonal point in time. So got a couple of ways that we can do this. And we're going to even adapt this a little bit more for the holiday season. I'm going to scoop a little bit of this into, say, a serving dish to be able to serve as a portion going out in a restaurant or for any kind of food service establishment. Casual dining could also sit for catering. So I've got that filled in there. And then on the top of this, what we're going to do is we're going to add some of our Stouffer's whipped sweet potatoes. We've got these whipped sweet potatoes, nice and cooked, nice, great color to them, and they're beautiful and nice orange. And we're going to pipe this right on top.
Rick, just a quick question. Do you know if any whipped sweet potatoes have ever called in sick or not showed up for a shift?
Oh, there we go. That was funny, Kevin. That was hilarious. So you know what? I have not seen an ill whipped sweet potato yet, but not yet. But you never know into that. So there we go. We got that beautiful whipped sweet potato over that plant-based ground, and in building that flavor of the whole dish, we've got our Cisco brown gravy sitting in there, ready to go. Okay. Looks like we got to click ourselves back on here for a second. Aha, the magic of live TV. I love it every time. You know what? We can also do this as an appetizer. What do you think of that, Kevin? So I've got these little vegetarian tart shells here that we've baked off here, that Jordana has baked off in the Affinity Kitchen. I'm going to take a nice little scoop of my plant-based shepherd's pie mixture and place that. Look at that. You can pile it as high as you want. But if you're going to have, say, a vegetarian item, scoop right there.
I just love that this is portable, shareable, that you could mix. You could do a trio. Like, again, you could pick, do different types of shepherd's pie and blend or whatever it is you're doing. Like, the possibilities are endless.
That they are. And that's great with that flavors of that Cisco brown gravy in there, holding it all together. And then just a beautiful top up with our whipped sweet potato as a shareable choice.
Can you just give us how satisfying is that? Like, is there anything more fun than piping stuff?
I love piping stuff. So you know what? There's all sorts of things that you can pipe and put together into a piping bag. Have you put anything different into a piping bag before, Kevin?
Well, I stick to, whipped sweet potatoes and maybe like chocolate mousse and whipped cream, but I'm open to suggestions.
No, chocolate mousse is actually excellent and whipped cream, but I don't know what kind of other suggestions we had. I thought that yours were actually really, really good for that. So let's take this shepherd's pie, plant-based shepherd's pie, sitting there on the plate, and then I've got this. As you talked about, Kevin, last time, the whole thing about product grown in Canada going right on the plate and things like that. So what I've got here is just a mixture of a tomato salad and a nice light tomato salad with some parsley and just a nice apple cider vinaigrette with some olive oil and our herb de Provence to be able to add to the side of that plate.
And I think it's becoming a little more acceptable to talk about this. My insides would thank you so much. That looks like a very well-balanced meal. And yeah.
Well, and I think that's a, kind of what I had talked about earlier, a great option to throw on that LTO menu that you might have for the season. But I think that is something that you can, what we had talked about in the previous hour, the first hour, was scaling something a little bit larger. So maybe it is for a family size meal where they need to, maybe they're ordering a few different things for a family dinner, but they need a vegetarian option. So something like that, you can have that tomato salad can be provided, a larger pan size of the shepherd's pie, and then you're meeting the needs of all the dietary needs of the customer's family.
Yeah. Rick, are you able to hold those? Just get them up a little closer because those are beautiful.
There we go.
Oh,
There we go.
yeah.
Another thing that we can do with this too, we've whipped up those sweet potatoes, and they're a Stouffer's product that we've added into the piping bag and baked them up nice and hot. If you want to get a nice crust on there too, throw it under your salamander, get a nice little gas crust on there. Ooh.
I was just going to ask
yummy.
that if you would pop that back in an oven just to do something like that. So
You got it. So what I'm going to do with these little baby ones here, those little sides, I'm going to take those and I'm going to throw them into my rationale and give them a nice little crust on top.
all right, awesome.
Excellent.
Okay, thanks, Rick.
Hey, my pleasure, my pleasure. I look forward to seeing what all the other chefs have put together now too. Who's next after me, Amy?
It's Chef Ron over at McCain.
Fantastic.
Hey,
What do you
Ron.
got for us, chef?
All right. So we're going to show you some fun ideas with mashed potatoes here. Cisco, lightly seasoned, and we also have the Cisco Redskin garlic. What's nice to come in about a 4-pound pack here. There's various ways you can cook this. We can pop this in the microwave 15 to 18 minutes. We can cook it in boiling water for 25 to 30 minutes, or you can go ahead and put it into a steamer for about 25 to 30 minutes as well. So we're going to have some fun right here. What would a Canadian holiday be but without pierogi mashed potatoes? So we're going to take our Redskin garlic mashed potatoes here. We got these cooked ahead of time. And we're going
Chef,
to
I wanted to quickly ask you, how many hours did you spend peeling and soaking those potatoes?
Oh, well, you know what? But I only broke a sweat when I had to open the cases up.
Yes.
And another thing, before anybody asks, they do not call off sick. I want to get that out in the open right now.
2 for 2.
Boom. Look at that. So here's what we're going to do. We have some caramelized onions here, some sauteed onion we're going to mix in with this. And we're going to have some sharp cheddar cheese to go in here as well. We're going to give that a little mix around. Get that onion all mixed up in there. It's already seasoned, so you do not have to do anything else. And what I love about these mashed potatoes, what I used to do would make a big batch of mashed potatoes, and then I would have all my garnishes ready. And if someone ordered a different special, I could customize the mashed potatoes that way in a small bowl on the side. So we're going to take the mashed potatoes
there. Easy to customize.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
You can do anything. Think of the mashed potatoes as a blank canvas. That's the beauty
Reading
of
my
it.
mind. You're reading my mind here, Chef Ron.
So, of course, we got to have a little more onion on these.
Amy, I'm going to get started on that shirt for you. Mashed potatoes are a blank canvas.
I know.
That's right.
Well, I'm going to tell you, a bonus of working at Cisco is I get to place an order from work, and I will tell you, I buy those Redskin mashed potatoes because my oldest daughter loves mashed potatoes. But now I think I'm going to show her a way that I'm going to get her to love them even more. Like, these are great ideas.
And look at that. That's a real simple dish that you can make. I mean, you can do it at home. This is something that you can do to order for a customer. You have this as a blank canvas, like I said, and then you can just do just about anything with it. That's what I love about it. So the next one we're going to do here, I'm calling it the harvest mashed potatoes. So we have our lightly seasoned mashed potatoes here. Mix those up a little bit. We had some sweet potatoes that were left over. So we're going to add some of those in here. We're going to add some roasted corn.
Are you blending potatoes?
Oh, yes. Yes, you
Come
can.
on.
I know. Hold on. We got some bacon here. Got to have some bacon. A little bit of green onion. And, of course, some shredded cheese. And my little favorite secret weapon, a little fine ground rosemary here to mix in with it. Give it a little bit of a different flavor. So we're going to take that, mix that around. And you see it's got a lot of color here. Yeah, let's mix some sweet potatoes up in here. Let's mix some different types of potatoes. Why not? Let's have some fun with it. And it also gets people to try who may normally don't like a sweet potato, for example. Hey, it gives them an opportunity to try it and say, you know what, this is better than I thought it was going to be. This tastes really good. So we'll put that into our serving dish.
And you have a lot of texture there too between the two, because one's that your diced tomato and or diced potato and the mash. So I think that adds a different element as well.
Absolutely. Well, we got to hit it with a little more cheese though, right? We got to have some more cheese here. We're going to do a little bit more bacon because you can never have enough bacon. And then we're going to finish off with some fresh chopped green onions. And yes, we're going to hit it with a little soft butter right at the top right there. Let that melt down. And that's beauty in a bowl right there. You can coin that one and make some shirts with that too. Beauty in a bowl. Blank canvas. I can keep coming up with these all day if you want. So it's up to you. How much time you have?
Well, go ahead, Amy.
No, go ahead.
Well, I just want to beg our customers. I get it. I get that making potatoes is not in itself a complex skill set, but the amount of time and effort, and as I understand with minimum wage rising and right now, just not even be able to find people, I am begging you to try this. I'm begging you. I'm not saying forever. I'm just saying give this a try. Like Amy said, for most of us, it's a mainstay. And who knows potatoes better than McCain? So
absolutely,
anyways, that's my plea to those that are short staff, short time, short energy because they're doing all the work themselves these days.
And you think about that, they come in those convenient pouches, and if they're running a little bit low, instead of making a whole big batch or taking the time to boil the potatoes, everything, they just throw another pouch right into the steamer or into the microwave. And then you figure in 15 minutes, boom, you're ready to go.
And it definitely helps with the waste factor too. Low waste. For sure. No, again, blank canvas. I love blank canvases because then you can really make it your own, right? So awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go over to Jeff.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. So I'm going to do a small segment on Voortman cookies here. It's a small company just outside of Toronto that's been in Ontario for quite a long time. And so they have some fall LTOs, which are the maple cookies and the chocolate raspberry. Everyone knows the wafers, the Voortman cookie label and stuff. But so you've got to think, well, what am I going to do with cookies for the holiday season? So I've come up with, I make a small tiramisu out of the wafer cookies. So I take this one, I took the vanilla wafers and I just sort of soaked them in some espresso and I put them in a martini glass. And what I do is, I don't have the production crew with me, so you'll have to bear with me. But I just put the mascarpone on top, right? I shake on some cinnamon, a little color.
I just want to encourage everybody that's going to do this because this is such a great idea. Use the slow-mo as that cinnamon is cascading out of the cinnamon shaker.
That's right. Yeah. I wish I had that production crew to do it. But that took me simply, less than 10 seconds to put that together. And if you could also do it on a sheet pan. You put your soaked wafers down on the bottom, of course, and then your cheese mixture and stuff, and then you cut it up as you go. It's a economical and delicious dessert, easy to make and easy to eat. The other thing I did with Voortman, and I kind of mixed it up with Edie Smith, is I made an apple pie with the Edie Smith apple pie fill, but on the top I made a crumble with Voortman oatmeal cookies, and I baked the crumble on top instead of having a top pastry. And it's a crunchy topping. They're really quite delicious. Works well. Of course, I put some icing sugar on top to make that. But you can see that you could use the almondette cookies or the no sugar added shortbread cookies. and you just turn that into a crumble. Of course, it's just butter, brown sugar, and a little, maybe just a touch of salt, and you just crumble that together, put it on the top, and bake it as you would with a normal pie. But it's a great way to up your apple pie with a good crumble on top instead of just the pastry that you normally do. And so the other thing that Wortman does very well is they do the Christmas season. And so I put this on a platter. They're just the Christmas cookies. They come in a tub. They go, if you could get that out with your buffet and set that out, it's always a big hit. People love it. And you can use it for your kids menu if you're doing a kids menu and you have some sort of holiday stuff. The last thing I just wanted to do was sort of a kids dessert. If you're putting one together at Christmas and you have a kids menu and you use dessert. So I'm just going to take another martini glass, some ice cream. So this is just a vanilla ice cream. And I just add the Wortman cookie into it. As sort of a kid's dessert. I mean, it's obviously not going to be in a martini glass, but I like the look of it. And, they're around 6 cents each. So you're not adding a lot of cost to the end dessert. And the kids love it, of course. So it's a great option on your kids menu if you're looking for a dessert other than maybe, so I know everyone's doing ice cream cones or maybe ice cream in a bowl, but this adds sort of a touch to it during the holidays.
I think, I think that it's fun to have that little bit of fun for the kids on their little dessert.
Who wouldn't like that, right?
Yeah. Or even it's just, for maybe if it's a takeout order, you get a little treat, something that on the side just during maybe for the month of December or, a certain period of time that you get those little cookies as a little, spreading a little bit of cheer.
Yeah, you're right. And they're good, right? They're tasty and people love to eat them.
Yeah.
So, I can't see any kid that's eyes wouldn't light up seeing just that little bit of effort. And like you said, low cost to the customer, but to the end user, they don't realize that. It looks like $1 million.
It does. It looks like $1 million. And sometimes you see the adults in the corner sneaking them, right? Everyone's got a little kid in them.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much, Jeff. I like how you showed that it was more than just a cookie and how different ways to use those options there. So
thank you
very much.
Excellent.
All right. Let's do one more commercial and we'll come back for our final segment.
Sysco is Canada's leading restaurant supplier with more than 14 locations across the country, servicing every province and territory. We are grateful for our partnerships and proud to service our customers from St. John's, Newfoundland to Victoria, BC. With the most distribution sites in Canada, we are recognized for our national reach and local connection. Sysco services every community size, from every major city to every small town. We are relentlessly innovating to ensure you have the products and services you need, no matter your location, with a coverage area that's continuously expanding. A partnership with Sysco guarantees access to the industry's best distribution network, keeping you on trend and stocked with fresh products and fresh ideas. Sysco Canada provides a broad range of food and non-food products to both independent and chain restaurant customers and other away-from-home locations, such as healthcare and educational facilities. No matter your cuisine type or culinary capabilities, we can help. Our products are sourced locally in Canada and within our specialized global network of responsible suppliers. Our categories include meat and poultry, seafood, dairy, produce, bakery and desserts, food service supplies, beverages, specialty and world food products, and pantry staples. Locally focused, our regional teams provide the hands-on customer service that sets us apart, ensuring you have what you need when you need it. Visit sysco.ca to learn more.
All right. Well, welcome back. So we're going to go got a few more things to show here. So let's go head over to Rick.
Thank you very much again, Amy. So I had the opportunity to take those shepherd's pies and actually blast them in the oven so that they got a nice crust on that sweet potatoes. So you can see what they look like as those individual ones once they've been blasted in the oven and have got a nice little golden texture.
Can you push them? Are you getting a little closer to the camera? Oh, wow. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that as it goes through and it works through. Oh, there we go. There we go. So those whipped sweet potatoes, Stouffer sweet potatoes, just a little bit of sugar, some blackstrap molasses in there and salt. And we got that great plant-based filling accented with that brown gravy from Cisco. And it's just a little touch in there. So now we'll finish up and we're going to do a little twist or something different on Thanksgiving and a holiday and poutine, variety of poutine. And we're going to be using our instant Cisco turkey gravy here. So within that whole seasonality of being able to say, hey, here we go, a nice little thing to be able to have during the holidays, hearty at home and really home style wise. And we're going to do this two different ways, working through this. So first way we're going to do this is, let's see, what do I got over here? Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Waffle fries. So waffle fries going on the base of one of my plates over here. Nice little set of waffle fries. Then on my other one over here, we've done something a little bit different. Within that whole potato theme and things like that too. Crisp, puffy, deep fried potato gnocchi going in this other variety of poutine. So it's got nice, crisp, pillowy effect to it. And now we're going to top
fried potato gnocchi.
You got it. You got it. Something nice and different towards there. So it's just thawed, tempered potato gnocchi that has then been crispy fried. And you know what's really neat about them, Kevin, is when you open them up and you look at them, they're pillowy.
Still, like, so you still get that gnocchi, you still get that melt in your mouth gnocchi, but
it's crispy on the outside. Oh, it's like, wow, what's this? So, now let's get into the holiday season, as I feel like like the little mad scientist here, and being able to work things through and what goes better on, say, a Thanksgiving poutine. Then we've got some of our stuffing or our dressing. Nice flavored with herbs. I flavored this with the Miner's Herb de Provence, which has marjoram, basil, rosemary, thyme. And I think, Jordana, I might have some turkey in there too. That is right over there. Let's see. Going to put stuffing on both of these. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. We've got some great turkey that is going to go on these next. Just take a couple of slices. This is going to be just like your Thanksgiving dinner, all set on one plate.
I have, you know what? Our corporate chef here in Ontario North, Chef Marina, two of her favorite foods are poutine and turkey dinner. So I think if she's watching right now, which I'm sure she is, she's probably loving this right now.
I'm going to then take some cheese curds, local Quebec cheese curds, and I'm going to place those on top of each one, just like your Thanksgiving or your Christmas dinner, but not the way your mama made it, right? This isn't the way that my mother made it, that's for sure, when I caught her kissing Santa Claus in there. But, okay, next. What else do you guys have on your Thanksgiving dinner?
Gravy.
What else do I normally have? I mean, you kind of nailed it there.
Well, I also have, and my mom always loved to be able to do this, with some great green peas. Simple green peas, easy to work with.
I can hear my wife in the back. You got to put some peas on it. She doesn't
Exactly. My mom loved doing that. She had the bag of frozen peas, and it was there, and it was an easy vegetable for us to be able to do. And then in the back here, I've got my Cisco turkey gravy. Ooh, little hot handles in there, but I'm going to drizzle this on top. take my Cisco instant turkey gravy, drizzling that on top of this. And then Kevin or Amy, what else do you also have at Thanksgiving? What else also gives you that little thing that you got to have that may have a little bit of sweetness in it?
Oh, cranberries.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a great idea. So we got some little sweetened cranberries.
Are there
here.
2 prizes? I feel like Amy and I kind of answered at the same time.
There, no, that's perfect. There we go. So you guys know exactly what's going there. So I got cranberries on that. On this one over here, I'm going to take a little bit because we can adapt and change our Cisco gravy really, really quickly to be able to do a couple of other different things to it and build different flavors. So I'm going to take some of that Miner's herb de Provence. Remember, I had that herb de Provence that was in the stuffing. It's ready to eat, so it doesn't have to come to 165. That marjoram, that thyme, the basil, the rosemary, just a little touch of garlic. And then I'm going to add that Cisco turkey gravy to that. So I added like 8, well, no, that was 2 scoops. So what do you think, 12 ounces to a tablespoon? And then look what that did to that gravy. What it gave me was a herb stuffing flavor gravy. Just like that, ready to go. And I'm going to take this gravy and I'm going to throw this one over my gnocchi turkey poutine. And then, of course, I can't forget those cranberries. Because if I forgot the cranberries, it's my wife that would actually get to me on it. She is a lover of the cranberry.
Well, and you could work in cranberry salsa if you needed to.
Oh, that's an interesting. Yeah, you know what? That Edie Smith cranberry salsa might go very well as a drizzle on top of these too. What do you think?
That's a great idea.
So there we go. We've got our 2 Thanksgiving turkey poutines. One made with crisp fried gnocchi, one made with waffle fries. We got our stuffing made with some herb de Provence and our Cisco turkey gravy, topping them both off. For the holiday season, something to go and enjoy. There you go, guys.
Oh, that looks delicious. Delicious. All right. Thanks, Rick. Let's head over to Chef Ron.
All right. So I mentioned earlier we were going to do a fun little thing, and since poutine seems to be top of mind today, we're going to have a little bit of fun here, and we're going to make some mini poutine potato lava cakes. So this is a lot of fun. I've done similar with this in the past when I was in the hotel business and in the restaurants. And what's nice about this, after these are baked off, you can keep them to the side, keep them warm, and then you can just pop them in the oven a minute as you get the orders. And what we're going to do here, a little trick that I'm going to show you, we've got a tablespoon measuring spoon here. We're going to push that down into the potato. That's going to help us get that little pivot, a little divot that we need in there, make some space. So we're going to take a couple of cheese curds, pop those inside. There we go. And we're going to take some of that mouth-watering Cisco gravy here. I actually did a blend of half turkey, half beef.
Oh, I'm a big fan of the blended gravy for sure.
Oh, you know it. There we go. Then we have some in the piping bag here. If you don't want to use a piping bag, you can always use the old ice cream scoop and put a scoop on top like that as well. Keep it real simple. Then we're just going to take that, make it sure it gets all the way around, create a nice seal. There we go.
I feel it's like we're almost giving
piping
away
bag
the caramel.
win again. Go ahead, Amy.
I feel like we're
Piping
almost
bag.
giving away the caramel secret,
Oh,
So
right?
we're going to bake these about 10-12 minutes at 350 degrees. And through the magic of television, we have some finished here baked already. So you see they get nice little crust. Now what I did do that I didn't tell you, I did add some caramelized onion, and I whipped in some egg yolks, not the whole egg, just some yolk. And that's gonna help us bind that together and give it some shape. And I used to take these and do it real simple. warm it up. That would be on my entree plate. So we're going to put it on a plate here. Pull that paper down just a little bit. And look at that.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, gravy and cheese. Look at that melty cheese curd inside. Oh, delicious. And what guest wouldn't love gravy inside their potatoes with cheese? It's so simple. And then what we'll do, we can take these, serve them on a buffet. You can do all different types of things. You can have them on buffets on platters under some heat lamps. And the customer can just take a little spatula and take them and put them on their plate. There's so many different things that you could do with it. You could do different types of gravy. I used to actually use a little bit of cheese and a little bit of lobster bisque inside with maybe a little crayfish tail and put that inside, serve that with seafood. So again, I'm going to hit on that blank canvas. So we're going to get those on t-shirts, that blank canvas. There's a lot we can do with mashed potatoes. A lot of fun. Don't have to put it in the paper. Some of you may be familiar with the Duchesse potatoes or Duchess potatoes. The same type of idea. Piped onto a sheet pan, and you can make the same little divot in the center, put a little bit of filling, and then top it over with some more mashed potato. Bake those off, get a nice golden crust on top, and you're ready to go. Customers love it.
Wow, that is, I love your blank canvas. I love all the different ideas and adapting that you've done to create these different ideas. It's you can really bring in a lot of different flavors, even depending on the time of year. We're focused on the holiday and fall time, but you can do a lot of different things throughout the year for sure.
At times like this too, what's going with a lot of operators, we have to challenge ourselves on what else can I do with what I have without, if I'm using mashed potatoes and I'm doing it to save labor, but guess what? I can scoop this in, use an ice cream scoop. It's very easy to do, and put a scoop on top and stuff it with some gravy and some cheese like that. It just makes it, I'm giving the customer something extra that they're not going to expect. And it's not really taking that much away from me as an operator.
Wow.
I give you the Prairie's Gravy Bomb Cupcake.
Boom.
Awesome. Well, we've seen a lot of great ideas. So we'll just we'll run through our three chefs today to say a quick wrap up. And so we'll go over to Jeff.
Yeah, hi, thanks. You know what would be great in those potato bombs? Some cranberry salsa. That would be just great. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to say thanks to everybody. I just wanted to mention, the full line of Edie Smith sauces can be used for the whole holidays and on all the buffets. If you're putting out a buffet and you have some finger food, they're great dips. If you've got meatballs or egg rolls or satays, there's a sauce for everything. We have a sauceology booklet where you can mix sauces and add some stuff from your pantry, which works excellent for all your buffet needs. Of course, Vertman has that full line of all the Christmas and fall stuff that you'd want to put out for your kids and for your family, just to make everything a little extra nice. But I appreciate you guys having me on one more time, and let's hope we do it again many times. So thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
And I want to say thank you for making simple special.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot. And you guys are awesome.
All right. Thanks. All right, Rick, any final words?
Oh, I just want to say thank you also. It's both you, Kevin and Amy, and let me be able to work with some great product, the Cisco turkey gravy, the Cisco brown gravy, to be able to build some holiday sort of flavors out there and build some uniqueness and see some different uses for products that maybe you're just using as gravy, but how you can use them in stews, you can use them in soups, you can use them in so many different applications, such as the shepherd's pie. And you know what? These products actually help me showcase some of the Miners products that we love in our herb de Provence, our chipotle, our roasted garlic, and our ancho flavor concentrates that are ready to use. Plus, that shepherd pie, wow, was great to be able to use our Stouffer's whipped sweet potatoes within there. So I want to thank you guys, and thanks the chefs for being able to make this a fun experience for us to be able to show you some applications out there that you can use during the holiday season. There you go. Thank you very much, Amy and Kevin. Thank you,
Great.
chefs.
All right. And Chef Ron, final words.
Oh, as always, I always loved working with Cisco. And back in my hotel days, I was with Hyatt for 24 years. We loved working with Cisco. I could always count on Cisco for all my needs. And I think what we've shown you today, you can do a lot with what we have. You have a lot of blank canvas, as we talk about. There's a lot of different seasonings. It's use your imagination, and there's a lot of creativity that you can have with this. And hopefully you've seen some ideas, things you can do with mashed potatoes, and it doesn't have to be just holidays. So you get into other times of the year. Maybe it's St. Patrick's Day. You can make a little bubble and squeak, right, with mashed potatoes. You can do something, adding some Italian flavors to it for an Italian holidays and such. So there's just so much that you can do with it, and don't let your imagination stop you. I always used to like to have the staff get involved and come up with some ideas too, and you'd be surprised at what your staff can put together and give you some ideas and let them have some creativity as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Well, Kev, another great segment this afternoon. I'm even looking forward to the next one. That's at 3:00. We have another 3 vendors to share some holiday ideas. I think that one of the things that about this segment that I really got was the idea of kind of that mixing things up and the mashups. The taking something familiar and changing it up and using it in different applications. So I think that was something that was quite evident today. And I think that's what a lot of the consumers want. They want to see some innovation and some creativity in their food.
And visualizing your ingredients, so whatever your vibe is at your business, and working it into. That's what I love. Like you kept referencing it, and so did they. Like the blank canvas, right? You don't have to use these ingredients, and they didn't say you did. They were just giving you an example, and you can go whatever direction you want with it.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of great ideas for sure. So like we said, we're back again for part 3 with another 3 vendors at 3:00. So we hope to see you then, and bye for now.
Let's go.